Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about volumetric fogs and how they're used in Unreal Engine. Now it's not going to be a tutorial, more of like a show off and just experimenting with features and whatnot with a landscape map that I've created. So I've got two maps. I'm going to be trying out the second one I've made and seeing what effects and looks we can get for it. So I'm going to show you a pre-made one that I've been working on. It's already been made, and the I've already done the fog and the skyline and all of that fancy details. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you that and have a comparison between the two. Alright, so this is the level I have, the map or area I've created. I've only done a small portion, as you can see here. It's quite a large space to be utilised, and I thought I'd work on it in chunks and really get this looking quite nice. Okay, so I've created this environment by having a skybox, which is... Wait, has a skybox grown? Sorry. I've got a skybox. It's called Good Sky. A skybox, and the island surrounded by a thick and a very large plain with just water. And I've just added a basic post-processing effect, like Chromatic Aberration, to make it look a bit better underwater. The sun is quite bright compared to the rest of the scene. So this has auto exposure, as you can see right here. Set to -1 to make the sun have more of an effect over the actual scene itself. So it looks pretty cool. As you can see in the distance, as I move away, it's a gradual fog gaining a haze around the top, further up here, and as I go further away, the fog obviously increases, which I think it gives it a good effect. It's a good way of blending the map, making long distance stuff not seem too bad. Because if the it's fully clear, so if I can just turn off the fog, it looks cool. This does look cool. I like it. It is a good little sunset. However, it's all flat and never get to the LODs will change level of detail of the actual island, but it will be very clear to see. Like having the extra fog really kind of adds to that blend effect and makes it a lot smoother looking. Slightly purple. I've used, so my layout, I've got two monitor setups just so I have more space. Have my actors, modes panel, my details, and my toolbar on the left side, so it's not the most important stuff, but the viewport and the world outliner and the world settings I have here in content browser. Okay, I have atmospheric fog and exponential height fog. Alright, so this is good for the exponential height fog is good for the fog density settings. It's good for like blending with the distance. It's very effective, so it's good to not have it too high. As we can just like increase, and yeah, it makes it like very different. It looks very different each time. This is very soft and like quite cool looking actually. I actually quite like this with the sun. It looks quite nice. This is what I mean, like the strength for the distance, like the fog on the distance. I can obviously reduce it or increase it. I don't know, I actually quite like this. I'm going to set it to 0.35. No, I meant 0.035. Jeez, unless I want to... Imagine having that, like 0. I'm not sure I'm going to put 0.3 actually. It'd be like some sort of like really, really foggy kind of like... It looks like the third Skyrim game, actually, having this amount of fog right here. I actually quite like the effect of this. I'm not going to lie, it looks pretty neat. Having this thick massive fog as you're wandering through the forest and just having the light slowly blaze across. Like, oh, that looks quite nice actually. Like, just look at that. I'm actually finding this quite... Oh, I'm going to set to 0.235, just a little lower. Will I do anything different really? Not really, 0.1. Okay, it's a bit weaker. I don't know, I just really like that kind of view. Like, it just looks better, I think. So we'll just get a view of the sky as we do this. This is with like zero fall off, it's all just blended and it looks kind of bad. Not kind of, just really trash. This is great, it's a lot softer, I believe. The high density factor controls how the density increases. As height decreases, smaller values makes the visible transition larger. So it's much softer having it a higher number. Like 5, imagine that. I think the maximum is 2. Okay. I'm going to say 1.6. How's that feeling? Oh, sorry, just go back onto exponential height fog. I think it looks pretty nice. It's much softer. Yeah, that looks cool. I'm actually going to increase the density to 0.2. No, 0.15. Okay. Yeah, I think that's got a nice effect, especially with like within the trees and the forest area. Now I'm going to go from a higher point up here. This is like my little ridge. Oh, by the way, this grass and all this foliage pack, currently, if you're watching it within this week or the next few days, is free on the Epic Games Store, so I definitely recommend checking it out. It's really nice. It mostly is affecting the way that when the light is directed towards it, and if you're like away from it, it's not as powerful. Now, see those God rays? They're quite nice. We can increase these. It's quite bright here. I think I have the blend mode set to convolution in this skylight, or the post-processing, sorry. So it's quite cool effect. It's not too strong. It is quite bright. The sun is, but I thought it would look cool within the grass and having this thick fog. It kind of makes sense. Otherwise, it'd just be too weak. So that's cool. Maximum fog opacity 0.7. Let's see what that looks like. I like to just mess around with them and seeing what each thing does. Oh, okay. That's like with no fog, I believe. And then having that adds fog. Yes, I like having fog. I like oh, that is so cool having that. Just yeah. Okay. I'm gonna leave that set to 1. Okay. Now this is the fun bit. Volumetric fog. Bang, 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 bang. So this is about. Wait, it's already activated. I believe with the directional light. Having that extra bit just really adds that much more. I'm set to 0.5. So I'm going to lower it down a little bit. So the albedo changes the emissivity of like the reflectivity of things. So just tune it down a little bit, get us in control. Having it a bit dark, a bit lower, looks quite nice. Okay, extinction scale. Scales the height fog particles extinction amount used by volumetric fog. Values larger than 1 cause fog particles everywhere to absorb more light. Now that's just unbearable. This is like Skyrim 3 right here. It's like you've just walked into like, oh my god, like someone just nuked the area. I like having scattering set high. This is what I mean. I think this is. I'm gonna set it to 7. This where it makes the lights. So there's one over here. It gives them. You see this fog? That's creating up here this little mist. It's creating this mist effect, which is quite nice to look at. Yeah, I think it just looks nice having that. Anyway, atmospheric fog. Just really affects with the sun and the light. It's set to 8. It just like changes the sky. Oh, there's an ice cream van outside. How nice. So yeah, I might turn it down to a 4. It's a 45. How does that look? Okay. 1. I don't like that. It really doesn't blend well. 6. Okay, that blends nicely. I like the idea of that. Yeah. Yeah, that's looking good. All right. Fog multiplier set to 2 currently. No, that's just crap. Okay, set that to 2. Density multiplier. Oh, that won't make much difference. So okay, yeah, an ice cream van just drove by outside my house. I've seen one of those in a very long time. Didn't know people still use them. So I've used a strong set. I mixed a lot of atmospheric fog as well, just to create this cool effect. But I just want to hover past that. The one thing I want to show is this. I just call it main. It's directional light. Change the intensity and stuff. I've set it to 10 LUTs. Just because it's too bright. I thought 10 gives it. This is 0. I thought 10 gives it a nice impact. I might turn up a tiny bit though, maybe 15. I made the color yellow, just so it looks like a sun, not just like a white spotlight in the sky. I just thought that looks pretty cool. That's too yellow. That's too greeny. I need to make this more orangey without being orange. All right, that's too strong. Let's just turn it down a bit. Okay, I like the idea of that. Let's just see how it looks on the grass. Yeah, the highlights looks nice. Alright, so we have light shafts, we have bloom scale, the volumetric fog. This is really directional, like, this is set to really high by default. Even 1's really high for this. It's like the strong, like, God rays created by this setting. No doubt, I do like the God rays. I do like the God rays. It's just a very, very powerful. Now, it's not running well because I haven't launched the game. As soon as I launch those, this grass pack's really nice. The photo scanned all this like foliage and trees and stuff. they're photo scanned, and yet they can keep, and they, with all this grass, I think I have about 100,000 grass actors, and probably about 160,000 mixture with like plants and stuff. It can run at a consistent like 65 FPS, which is brilliant. You can see these god rays. They look cool. They're very strong. They can shine through the leaves, which I find is pretty neat. Again, too powerful. We've got to turn that down a little bit. So we're going to go back down, change this to, I'll recommend 0.02, sorry. I feel like that's a cool mixture. Maybe 0.4. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, I think I'll go for 0.4. It's a bit more obvious. I'm going to tune this down to 12. Lots of brightness. Now you can add the light shaft occlusion, which I actually should do. It really increases the grass shadows look and feel. Yeah, it's good when you have a lot of grass. Though there's a lot more shadows normally, but I just haven't built the lighting up because it takes ages to build the lighting. It'll probably take about half an hour. Waste of time. I'm gonna add a tint to the bloom as well. Alright, that's just crappy. Jesus Christ, that's just. Wait, that even that. Oh, that's very bright. Jeez, I'm gonna set that to 9. I'm gonna go 1.2. Okay, that should be fine. But yeah, Volumetric Fog's great for adding more depth to the environment, a lot more visuals. It's cool to look at. They obviously looks nice the way they interact with the environment. The world looks a lot cooler. So yeah, definitely would recommend using volumetrics when possible. They just add a lot more depth to the place that you're playing at. So this is without volumetric fog. It still looks okay having no volumetrics. At distance that's when you see it suffers most. Just adding like occlusion lighting. Volumetrics with the lighting, I've gone past it, adds that bit more depth to your creation. Mostly within like the objects. Turn it off and like it's a lot weaker. And then the most impact to the environment is created by the atmospheric and exponential height fog. And it does change the colour of the world. You can always fix that, but just look at the forest with it on, and the god rays shining through. This without it off, it looks too harsh and strong. Having them activated just like softens it out and makes it look so much better. Like all the beams go off in their individual directions. The forest is looking all misty and gloomy, and then the sun creeping in. I just really like volumetrics, and that's why I recommend to anybody who's getting into rendering or just getting into it to use them. They're just my favourite thing to do. Alright, now like I said, all the stuff I've used I've gotten from the Epic Games store. The monthly content, it's a great place to get. I've only bought one thing from this. Over this I've got already just free content on the store, really good. The only thing I have brought was the automatic landscape material pack. It's really good. Just makes creating environments much quicker and nicer looking because it's just done by an AI system. So probably like masks and stuff. So this month you have the Meadows environment set. What I've been using photo scan object optimized to run really well, and the water texture they have just blows my mind. Definitely get it where you can. So yeah, apart from that, maybe you've learned something useful, maybe not. Maybe it's just a weirdly interesting video to watch or quite boring. You know, that's up to you to decide if you liked it or not. With a like up or a dislike, you know where they are. Alright, thank you for watching, everybody, and I will, I guess, make another video, something or do or whatever. I'll probably play some games because that's what my life is now. Goodbye.